Hi, this is Peggy Miller. I'm a medical herbalist with Highland Winds LLC, and this is a podcast series on medical herbalism, an audio podcast, and they're each 15 minutes long. Today, this is Maintenance 7, I'm talking about the 50s and 60s age group. You can go back to previous maintenance segments for earlier, and basically I'd recommend that you do that. In addition, go to the overview section, and that will help you with terminology. But today I'm leaping into the 50s and 60s. This is an age where, it starts to begin in the 40s a bit, but really starts to be noticeable in the 50s and 60s. And that is that the organs don't do quite as well. They aren't working up to par as much as they did at earlier age. Basically, aging is becoming a factor in terms of maintenance as much as stress, exercise, diet, and all the other things that can impact health. So, in your 50s and 60s, what do you do about this? There are a number of things that can help dramatically. As you get acquainted with the terms that are used in Chinese and Ayurvedic herbalism, that will help you realize what's going on in your body. But some of it, just take it on faith. Just like we're all beginning to know that certain diet helps with our overall health, and that each body's different, but that there are certain basic tenets to eating better, as well as getting some exercise, movement, and what that does for digestion and your muscles, etc. So do herbs help. They are equivalent of food. The symptoms that begin to occur more in the 50s and 60s, the first one I talk about is blood nourishment. Blood nourishment, if your blood isn't nourished as well as it should be, and the reason this happens more at this age is because the spleen, the stomach, and the intestines aren't doing their job quite as well as they used to. No matter how healthy you are, they're not doing the same job they did in your 20s and 30s and early 40s. They're not. And so different herbs can help, in essence, with that break between up to par and not quite par. For example, blood nourishment, or the lack of it, can create muscle cramping and fatigue. Torn ligaments. As the body doesn't produce quite the nourishment in the blood that it did, these symptoms become more prevalent. There are different plants, different herb formulas that help with this, and then you can get them in pill form in health food stores or in a lot of markets, Whole Food stores, different health food markets, Good Food store here in Missoula, just those kind of stores, as well as a number of the regular markets like Walmart and Albertsons are carrying them as well. Dongi 4 is the first one I stress because it's great for blood nourishment. Dongi 4 is, you can make it, I recommend tea. My approach to using herbs is tea because you're using the original herb and you're coupling it with water, and it flushes it through your system, and that just increases the amount of liquid you're consuming, which is also good. So that's my take on it. But pills are available. Pills are available for Dongi 4. You can find them all over, online, etc. So that's the herbs in Dongi 4, prepared Romania, Dongi, Ligusticum wallacei, and white peony. They all help nourish blood and help the blood circulate better. This can help your health tremendously. In addition to that, I often toss in schizandra and cornus and goji berry. All of these help with both blood nourishment and yin nourishment. Now, yin nourishment not to leap ahead too much because blood nourishment is critical, but linked to your body getting older and needing to maintain things, yin nourishment is critical. If you're starting to have signs of night sweats more often, if you feel flush, your hands and feet are hot more often, these are all signs of yin deficiency. If it's kidney yin deficiency, then it's starting to have more hair loss. Then just hair loss is kidney yin deficiency. Bone, lower back ache can be kidney yin deficiency. Heart yin deficiency creates when the yin is too low and the heart is not moisturized enough, it heats up. This can create anxiety, hypertension, certain emotions like anger, and the heart doesn't function well. There's something called the Shen does not. Insomnia and anxiety are common problems related to heart yin deficiency, but so is just overall heat. And heat can create different problems like rashes, red rashes, dry skin. So yin deficiency is critical. So you need to nurse that blood, and you need to basically keep the yin levels up. Schizandra, cornus help with yin. So does a formula called Romania 6 and another one called Romania 8. They help with both kidney yin and kidney yang, and those are other formulas that you can find online already in pill form. These are common issues everyone experiences, and using these herbs to help can really help you feel better, as well as help your whole system handle getting older. You'll feel stronger. You can literally get rid of fatigue pretty much, and you won't have nearly at all the cramping. Your joints will be more fluid. A couple others that are good for joints, talking joint issues: turmeric, clematis chinensis, and oat straw. Oat straw is an anti-inflammatory and a nervine. It can help both soothe problems as well as help with internal inflammation. And internal inflammation is just a given. It's a given that it's, as your body heats up, you don't have enough yin. Then the lack of yin, the lack of moisture creates more heat. If you don't compensate, some diets help with yin, salads, but the trouble with salads is that it's raw yin, and that can create problems with the spleen. So cooking a lot of vegetables helps more. It's still a yin food, but it's a little bit cooked, and it doesn't impact the spleen as much, and it helps the intestines a great deal, by the way. Just eating more cooked vegetables on your plate can help the intestines a great deal. But keeping the moisture levels higher is very important. So the joints, clematis chinensis, turmeric, or oat straw are all good. Ligusticum wallacei, which is also in Dongifor, is good for the joints. It can literally help lubricate the joints. So those are some issues related to joints, and joints start to be more of a problem at this stage. As you get to that, then the other things that are good to pinpoint are just keeping track of your liver and gallbladder. And this may include clearing some key stagnation and clearing some blood stagnation. And do this periodically with a little bit of Dan Shen or a little bit of myrrh can help clear blood stagnation that can build up related. Let's say you're a runner or just even a hiker, and you pull a ligament. That creates internal inflammation, but it also usually is accompanied by some, it's a wound, and there'll be blood, little tiny blood clots around the wound. These blood clots can, in turn, create different issues, and so you need to periodically clear blood stagnation. So that's another issue that is definitely there and needs to be addressed. So periodically clearing a little blood stagnation is a good thing. Pick up a little bit of danshen and throw that in some tea. You don't need much, 2 to 3 grams for 2 to 3 days, and that will do it. Myrrh, the same thing. And myrrh is excellent, by the way. If you combine it with ginger, it will help with circulate throughout your abdomen and your liver, and I'd recommend that. So I know that these are a number of herbs. I hope you've been taking notes or that you'll listen again. This is being carried on MCAT on both Sundays and Tuesdays, and so I hope you'll listen to these, and I'll be looking to put them on YouTube as well, and by the time you come on this one, it'll hopefully be there on YouTube as well. Another few points just to make. In addition to the yin deficiency and blood nourishment and clearing blood stagnation, just using anti-inflammatories in general sometimes. I've mentioned oat straw. Another one, dandelion. I know people go, dandelion. Yes, dandelion. It is a great liver cleanse as well as a great anti-inflammatory. So it's another good one. Marshmallow. Marshmallow is an herb, grows about 6 feet tall, very pretty thing actually, beautiful flowers. Use the root and the stem, and it's a mucilage that helps keep the body nourished. It not only helps the esophagus and the lungs, which are really critical, but it can help overall. It helps moisturize the kidneys. For those that have a tendency to get kidney stones here and there, taking marshmallow can help lubricate all of the organs. Horsetail is another one that's good for building bones as well as for just helping clear tiny gallstones, tiny kidney stones. And so horsetail is something that's good to periodically use. So these are all different types of maintenance, and the herbs I've mentioned here are, you really on the whole should feel comfortable using them. If you do have issues that are particular, either allergy issues or blood thinning issues, that's a different issue completely, and you need to consult with your doctor in terms of these. If you don't have general issues, these are all very good food grade type of plants that you can find in pill form, or otherwise in Intro 2, I go into dosages a bit. What's the normal amount of these herbs to use? And so go back and track that one. If you're concerned at all, if you're a smaller person, 3 to 4 grams. If you're quite large, you can go up to 7 grams. You can combine a couple herbs at the same time. That's fine. That's the amount you use for a quart, to make a quart of tea. So you can take 3 grams of this one, like 3 grams of schizandra, 3 grams of cornus, a few grams of dangi, couple grams of turmeric, and toss them in a pot and make a quart of tea from it, and that will work great. So I'm signing off now, and I'll be doing the 60's and 70's next, and I hope to catch you at that one. Thanks. Have a great day.